Hey everyone and welcome. Today we're going to tackle something that can be a real headache for embedded developers, making a user interface that's slick, powerful, and doesn't make you want to pull your hair out writing code. We're diving into EEZ Studio and its LVGL actions, which pretty much turn you into the director of your own UI.
I mean, seriously, we've all been there. You're constantly fighting against tight memory, not a lot of processing power, and just the sheer hassle of getting everything to look and feel right. It can feel like you're trying to conduct a symphony with a kazoo and a triangle.
But what if you didn't have to code it all by hand? What if you had this amazing visual toolkit to do the heavy lifting? Well, that's exactly what LVGL actions in EEZ Studio are. From now on, think of yourself as the UI director. Instead of wrestling with code, you're using these simple, powerful blocks to tell every part of your screen exactly what to do.
So what's the game plan? Here's our roadmap for today. First, we're going to master screen navigation. Then we'll get into controlling individual objects. After that, we'll play with some dynamic styling. And we'll wrap up with the really fun stuff, making it all come alive with some beautiful animations.
Okay, first things first, controlling the flow. Look, before you can tell your actors, your buttons, your labels, all that good stuff, what to do, you need to be able to change the entire scene. This is ground zero for any good user interface.
And the absolute star of the show here is the change screen action. It's so simple, but it's the core command that lets you guide the user around your app. Going from the main menu to the settings page, that's a change screen action. Dashboard to a detailed view, you got it.
And check out how easy this actually is. You literally just pick the change screen action from a list. Then you tell it which screen to go to. You can even pick a cool transition effect, like a fade. And finally, you just dial in how fast you want it to happen. That's all it takes to create these really smooth, professional-looking screen changes.
All right, our scenes are set. Now it's time to focus on the cast. We're talking about directing our actors, every single button, image, and label on the screen. This is where we get into that fine-grained, pixel-perfect control. Now this control really comes in two main flavors, setters and getters. The easiest way to think about it is this. A setter is you, the director, yelling action. You're telling a button, hey, move over to this X coordinate, using an action like obj_set_x. A getter, on the other hand, is you asking your actor, hey, where are you on the stage right now? You get that value and can use it for something else. It's that simple.
And just look at how much control you have right at your fingertips. You can set an object's position down to the exact pixel. You can change its size, its opacity, to make it fade in and out. You can even swap an image out for a different one on the fly, or update the text in a label. This is real dynamic control.
Okay, so our actors are in position. Let's talk about their costumes and their moods. This section is all about making your UI feel alive by having it react to what the user is doing, changing its look and feel in real time.
So a super important concept here is understanding flags versus states. Think of a flag as part of the costume. It's a permanent attribute, like making something hidden. It stays that way until you tell it otherwise. But a state, that's more like a temporary mood or an expression. A button is in a pressed state only while you're touching it, or a disabled state until some condition is met. Getting this right is what makes a UI feel truly interactive.
And now, for the magic. Seriously, this is the best part. We've set our scenes, we've directed our actors, but animation, that's what breathes life into the whole performance. This is how you go from a functional UI to a delightful one.
But before we get into the actions themselves, we need to talk about the path. This is so crucial. An animation isn't just about getting from point A to point B. The path defines the feeling of that movement. Does it start slow and then zip to the finish? Does it ease in gently? This one little setting is what makes an animation feel slick and natural instead of clunky and robotic.
And here's the best part. Every single cool animation you can think of is made from this simple 5-ingredient recipe. You just pick your object, tell it where to start and where to end, decide how long it should take, and then you pick that all-important path for the motion style. That's it. Every fluid motion is built from these 5 simple things.
So how do we use this in the real world? Well, a classic example is a slide-in menu. You just use the anim_x action. You tell it the menu's starting position is off the screen and its end position is on the screen. And bam, you get a super clean, professional menu that just glides into view.
Or what about making your buttons feel more satisfying to press? You can use anim width and anim height to give them a little pop. When the user presses it, you trigger a quick animation that makes it grow just a little and then shrink back. It's a tiny detail, but it makes the whole interface feel so much more responsive.
And we're not just stuck with moving things around or resizing them.
You can get really creative. You can use anim image zoom to smoothly zoom into a picture. Or you could use anim image angle to make a little refresh icon actually spin when you tap it. This is where you can add those little moments of polish that really make your UI stand out.
So let's just bring it all home. You are the director. EEZ Studio is your stage. All the little widgets are your actors, and these LVGL actions, they are your script. You now have everything you need to command every single pixel, telling it where to be, how to look, and how to move with beautiful, fluid motion.
So we've gone through the whole playbook, from changing scenes, to directing objects, to styling, and all the way to animation. The entire toolkit is in your hands, so the only real question left is, what are you going to build first?